Okay, so let's have a look at some theory to do with loops and if statements. So I'm going to put loops on this side, and I'm going to put on this side conditional statements. So we know that there are different types of loops. We know that there is conditional loops, and we know that there are count loops. We know that a count loop will run a set number of times. We know that a conditional loop can run based upon it either being a preconditional loop and a postconditional loop. With a preconditional loop, the code may never run. And an example of a preconditional loop would be a while. A postconditional loop, the code will run at least once. Repeat. Let me just make this text smaller. There we go. So we've got a preconditional loop where the code will run at least once because it checks at the end of the first loop cycle. Preconditional loop, it may never run at all because it does the conditions at the start. We then have a count loop where it runs a set number of times, i.e. for loop, i.e. for I in range 0 to 4. We know it's going to run 4 times and 4 times only. We then have conditional statements. There is if, then, else. So what does that mean? If, so let's have score equals 90. If score is greater than 90, print amazing, else print you suck. So an if statement has 2 outcomes, true and false. So let's have a look at this if statement. If score is greater than 90, that will be true, print amazing. If it isn't, false. So imagine you've got this path and it gets to the diamond where it checks is score greater than 90, and it can either do that arrow or that arrow, true or false. And that is an example of a conditional statement, an if, then else. But there is one more type of conditional statement. So a case statement we can't do in Python, but this is what it looks like. Let's imagine we've got a variable called day and it equals 2. It'll then check to see what we've typed in here. If we type in 1, it'll print Sunday. If we type in 2, it'll print Monday. If we type in 3, it'll print Tuesday, 4, Wednesday, 5, Thursday, 6, Friday, 7, Saturday. But if we type in any other number like 8, 9, 10, 11, it'll print error. And this is also a conditional statement, but there are multiple results. So it could do that, 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 it could do that. An if statement, it's either going to be true or false. But a case statement, let's imagine we had a diamond. And we had what is the day? What do we type in for day? We would have an arrow going this way. We would have an arrow going this way. We'll have an arrow going this way. So we've got 3. We have an arrow going down here for 4. 5, 6, 7, and if we type in anything else, this one, and then we'll do a print output here, so output over output S for Sunday. So this will be if we type in 1, if we type in 2, if we type in 3, if we type in 4, if we type in 5, if we type in 6, 7, and then anything else. So it'll be like anything else here. Output error. So a case is the same as an if. The difference is with an if, you've only got 2 outcomes, true or false. with a case, you've got multiple outcomes. So that's your theory for loops and conditional statements. You've got two different types of conditional loop: preconditional, postconditional. Preconditional, it may never run at all. It could be 0 for the amount of times it runs. For postconditional, it will always run at least once. For a count loop, such as a for loop, it will run a set number of times. And then we talked about the if, then else, and the case.